Hey guys, welcome to my video, and today we're going to be focusing on a Ranger spec for the Rogue class. This is for level 65s and is great for single target DPS in both PvP and also PvE content, and it is probably the best single target ranged spec right now for rogues. So let's head straight into the spec itself. We'll just wait for it to load. So the soul trees, we have 61 ranger, 12 assassin and 3 nightblade. And then with the masteries, we have aggressive defense, adamant resolve, duke and run, repetitive strikes, and energy manipulation. So you can either quickly pause the video here, or it's pretty obvious what it is, all points in ranger and then just a few in assassin and nightblade. Okay, so onto the abilities and macros that you'll be having on your ability bar. First off, we have a builder macro, which I'll go over in one moment. Then we have another macro, which is a finisher. Then we have headshot, which is also a finisher. Concussive blast, which is an interrupt. Splinter shot, which bleeds and deals damage over 10 seconds. Ace shot, which deals damage and also debuffs the enemy, which causes them to take more armor. Take more damage. Sorry. Then we have our buffs up here. We are going to use leeching poison, virulent poison, spirit of the wilderness, feral instincts, and ravenous instincts. And then the pet that we'll be using for DPS will be blood raptor. Then we also have a couple other abilities. We have a heal for our pet, which isn't usually needed. Divert rage, so we can transfer all threat generated to our pet for 10 seconds, which isn't that great really when you're using the DPS pet, but sometimes it could be very helpful. Then we have diffuse, which intercepts all incoming damage for 10 seconds. Unfortunately, this doesn't really work in PvE content, but it does work in PvP. And also some of the solo stuff. Then we have Escape Artist, which removes all crowd control effects, and then I also have Break Free. Then we have a couple of AoE abilities, but these aren't very good, so you may want to just hop to a spec which is a proper AoE, such as Saboteur, if you have a big group of mobs in a dungeon. But if you want to stay on the same spec, we have Rain of Arrows. So you can just place down a sort of a circle and it will deal damage to the enemies in that circle. Then we have Trick Shot, which just does a bit of damage to 5 enemies. And then we also have Pin Down, which roots all enemies in the target area for 5 seconds. Okay, so onto the macros. They are very simple. I will make sure that I put these in the information section below, so you can just copy and paste them. But we have the builder macro to show shadow fire, just so that we can see when it's on cooldown. It's not very important though. Then we have it to cast energy manipulation. Remember, this is the ability from the rogue masteries. Then we have shadow fire, piercing shot, and quick shot. So that's a very simple macro. And then we have twin shot, so we have it to cast animalism and feral aggression first, and then to cast twin shot. So these are just two very simple macros, and they go on your ability bar. You can obviously mix up your ability bar however much you like. I like to have my builder and my finisher on 1, 2, 3. Then I've got my splinter shot and ace shot on Q and E, because that's easy for me to reach. And then I've got my interrupt on number 4. Okay, so probably one of the most things that everyone is more interested in than the actual spec itself is the rotation. So I'll go over it quite in depth, just so that you can maximize your DPS. Now I highly suggest that you get something called Cruel Alert, which basically tracks all of your buffs and debuffs on the enemies or yourself. So let me just get that up for you so you can see what it looks like. You can download this from the Curse website. If you just type into Google Rift add-ons, and you can find it there quite easily. But yeah, let me just show you quickly what it does. So if I go into combat with something, so I'm just going to start into combat here, And as you can see, I've got these two things here, which means that these debuffs are missing on the enemy. So let's say I use Splinter Shot, this button disappears, but we still have A Shot up. So if I use A Shot, it then uses that. I've then got it to set it. I've then set it so that after a certain amount of time, when it has 5 seconds left on the debuff, it will do a countdown. So in 3 seconds, it's going to run out. 2, 1, it's run out. Now I know that I can reapply it. So that's just Cruel Alert, and I highly suggest you get that because it helps you to maximize your DPS. Okay, so now onto the rotation itself. Now, Twin Shot is very important in this, but as you noticed earlier, we also have Headshot. Now, you want to be using Headshot once every minute. Once again, you can put this in your Cruel Alert. I haven't currently because I'm quite well at managing it, but you can definitely put it in your Cruel Alert to make sure that you absolutely maximize your DPS. But what I suggest as a general rotation for pretty much any single target mob is you start off with A Shot to apply that debuff on the enemy to cause them to take more damage. Then Splinter Shot for the bleed, and then you want to go into your builder, especially Shadow Fire straight away because that does a lot of damage. So make sure you get up to 5 combo points. Then you want to hit this button 3 times so that both buffs are used, and then also Twin Shot. Then you want to spam that builder back up, and you will be able to use Splinter Shot right at the end to get your 5th combo point. Then you can use Headshot to get that buff. Then back onto your builder, and you can spam all the way up to 5 combat points. Use Twin Shot again, and then on the next set of building up your points, you can use A Shot again, and from there on it's pretty much rinse repeat. So I'll just show you that. As you can see right now, I've got 5 builder points already, but I'm just going to ignore that and I'll show you the general rotation anyway. So we start off with A Shot, then Splinter Shot, spam the builder a couple of times, straight into a massive Twin Shot. Then we start building up. As you get onto the last one, you cast the Splinter Shot. Then here we can do a full rotation. As soon as we've done that finisher, we do the A Shot. And then from there on, you just make sure that you keep track of all of your abilities. And yeah, you'll be awesome. As you can see, I'm pulling off pretty high DPS, about 30k, which right now is pretty good for rogues. Okay, and that's it for this guide. If you have any questions about the spec or any other general questions, make sure you say something, comment in the section below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I see it, and I will try and be as helpful as possible. If you did enjoy this video and if it helped you in any way, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Every little helps, and yeah, just to let you know that I will be streaming a lot. I have been streaming absolutely tons the past few days because I'm on half term, so I don't have as much work. So make sure you look out for my Twitch. If you go on www.twitch.tv/roguesabyss, that's my channel, so you can follow it, and then once you've followed, you should get an email telling you when I am when my stream is turned on. But yeah, so thanks for watching guys, and hopefully I'll see some of you in my future videos and also in my future streams.